You have survived too many storms to be bothered by raindrops. You've endured the refining silence, so why be shaken when the praise stops? You've prevailed over the blaze too long to fear when the flame pops, and you've scaled the jagged summit, so why tremble when the terrain drops?
What message do you have for someone who feels like they've lost their way?
If you feel like you lost your way, I would say congratulations. If you're lost, that only means one thing. You're about to be found. And sometimes you need to lose your way in order to find a better way. Sometimes you need to lose certain things to gain better things. Sometimes certain doors have to close that you want to keep open so a better door can come into your life. So I would tell you to have patience, have faith. Never lose your belief. Never lose your worth. And do know better is coming for your life.
You will die. Today could be your day, but will you truly live? Stop waiting, start confronting your past, your pity, your pain. Die physically savage, die spiritually sound, die mentally strong. Your clock is ticking. Die a life well lived.
I got this rope in my pad. It's a journey of a lifetime. Like life is a journey. And it talks about how just achievers, high achievers, elite people, like competitors, right? They look at life as a process, as evolution, as a journey. That's how they view things. When they encounter it, they don't just look at the moment as the moment. They look at it as a part of something that can make them even greater. That's how they process problems, opposition, adversity. When things happen, it's not like it's an isolated incident. It's more so the thought process of, this is something, once I get on the other side of it, I have another tool in my arsenal to make me a better person, right? It's just the perspective and how you view life, right? It's a journey.
You have to just trust the process. Trust the process of showing up and realizing it is a tall mountain to climb. The key is just showing up. That's the key. You need losses. Losses are very important. They're important. They're important in life.
Confidence, confidence, confidence. Listen to me closely. Confidence. It's not a feeling. It's something you build. You build it every time you fail. You freaking build it. Every time you get up in the morning and you finish the task, you build it.
Courage is required when there's conflict. You've got to know how to deal with conflict. And cowards don't want to deal with conflict. They're afraid of conflict. So other than being a coward, there's no success.
The Buddha says, being in a state of pain, anxiety, or in a state of suffering comes from attachment. When you're attached to things, attached to people, attached to identities, attached to philosophies, then you end up being in a situation where you experience pain. But you don't have to experience suffering if you live in a state of no expectation, where you're just living life, taking it day by day, step by step, and enjoying yourself. You always have the pain of comparison. It's easy to compare yourself in the age of the internet to other people. The pain of living in the future, right? The pain of what you could be, you should be, but you aren't. You can liberate yourself from a lot of these things by living in the present moment, by being here right now.
We may not be able to control everything in our outer world, but we certainly can control our inner world. And so it's not so important to not react. I mean, everybody reacts, I react. The question is, how long are you going to react? So if you keep an emotional reaction going on for an extended period of time, you're memorizing that emotion, and your body, as the unconscious mind, is believing it's living in the same past experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We become addicted to the very life we don't even like. So it's important then for people to realize then, when you have that moment where you have crisis or something breaks down, that you do have control over it, and it's a formula.
If you think that everything is too good to be true, you're going to be right 9 out of 10 times. The only issue is that 1 out of every 10 opportunity, that could be the one that could change your life. So optimists fail far more than cynics, but eventually they hit a home run. So always keep your guard up, protect yourself, Be street smart, but never fully close yourself off to the fact that you might have a life-changing opportunity in front of you.
These are words to remember when anyone tries to tell you to give up, tell you to give in, because whatever you're trying to do is impossible. Impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. I'm here to say you will make mistakes along the way. You will fall down. I have many times, but what we do after that fall is how we make history, because impossible is nothing.
If you look at the greats in any walk of life, the greats do things when they don't always want to. And that's the separation.
But never be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. Build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. You've faced your demons. You were able to hear all your past traumas. I'm no longer embarrassed. I'm no longer ashamed. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays.
It's risky as living your life and never trying for anything and never doing something brave and never getting yourself scared, and in a good way.
You know, if I see something, I see an opportunity, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're all gonna die one day. So we live like that. Live like you could die tomorrow. You know, go for it.
A lot of people think they have all this time, so they fucking waste it. And then never go out and do what they really set out to do or accomplish or do anything great in their life. You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. There is no tomorrow, you know? There is no tomorrow. That shit. Let's get all this done today.
Contemplate the price you pay for inaction. So I think a lot of the time we presume that inaction has no cost, but it does. Inaction does have a cost, because your attention is the most important thing that you have. So contemplate the price that you pay for inaction. It's a justification for you doing things sooner rather than later and committing.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. I do it now, do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command, do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly. Be the kind of person who launches fast on a task. Say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. Do you know that less than 2% of the population have a sense of urgency, and that there's not an example of a successful person anywhere who does not have a sense of urgency? That if you just develop a sense of urgency when somebody gives you a task, that you get on it and do it fast, that alone will move you into the top ranks in a very short period of time.
How do you try to make them understand you when they don't even understand themselves? They judge your actions, but don't even care to think about theirs. They criticize your every move while they blindly stumble around. You're trying to garner respect from the wrong peoples. It is apples and oranges. They view reality differently than you do. And every minute you spend trying to sell them on your dream is a minute you are not spending actually trying to achieve it.
When you're grateful, you can't be worried. You can't be fearful. When you're grateful, you can't be angry. And anger and fear are what screw people up most in their relationships, in their life, in their business. So I wire myself. I was saying to you that most people want to be happy, but their habit is to be worried or pissed off or frustrated or stressed. And so they've got a highway to stress and they got a dirt road to happiness.
One of my most powerful motivational frames is thinking about the person that I want to become as the destination. And thinking like, I want to be bulletproof. I want to be bulletproof in these ways. I want to be bulletproof in my marriage. I want to be bulletproof in my business, etc. And I think about that man, whoever I want him to be. Like we said, hell is when you look at who you could have been and realize that you're not that person. And then I think, if I were to make that man, what would I put that man through to make him who he is? Like, it wouldn't be easy times. It wouldn't be quick wins. It wouldn't even be easy wins. It would be the toil and the struggle of achieving and reaching for things that are right out of grasp. And so when I'm going through those like really harder times, I like to think of like looking in my mental mirror of like, I'm making you. I'm not there yet, but I'm making you.
My prayer for you is that you win the battle that no one knows about
because usually those are the toughest.
On the other end of suffering is a life that many people don't know even exist. It's a beautiful world. We all live in this world where our brains are keeping us in this box. Outside that box, on the other edge of suffering, is a world that's endless of opportunity. But we are afraid to go outside that box because in that box it's comfortable. Outside that box, man, God gives you a shovel and says, man, start digging. That's not fun. But when you dig your own path to all kind of stuff that's unknown.
There ain't nothing you can do about what's gonna happen to you. You can't stop life from happening. You can do something about it. Life is 10% what happened to you, is 90% what you do about it. You got to stop tripping every time something happened to you like it's the end of the world. It ain't. Just change your mindset. If you change your attitude, you change your altitude.
To succeed, you gotta overcome your fears, battle your own greed, conquer your own demons, become unsure, second guess everything you believe in, survive through the suffering to figure out the meaning, and go hard to the moment you bring the cream in. You might lose sleep, but it's gonna feel like you're dreaming.
Like the process of self-improvement. At the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself the question, what fulfills you? Like winning and losing, cool, of course it bothers you emotionally, right? But when you put in work, when you prepare, when you give everything you got to something, the process of self-improvement, even if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, you still have something to hang on to, knowing that you put some pride into the process of it, right? Just the process of self-improvement. When you do things, you try your best to do it a certain way, right? It's not predicated upon outcome. I'm not doing it, like he said, because I'm trying to attain this. I'm not doing it because I'm trying to get this. I'm not doing it for this, because the moment you get into the for this, to get this, like you're gonna be on the emotional roller coaster. So every once in a while, man, I think you gotta pull your head up for a little bit of air and just ask yourself, man, like what is it that fulfills me when I'm chasing that drag? You know what I'm saying? Fulfillment is a powerful thing.
Best advice I can give you on that is treat the past as a school. Let it teach you the mistakes you've made, the things that went wrong, the things that didn't work. Don't use the past as a burden to carry, and don't use the past as a club to beat yourself to death. Past losses, past failures, past mistakes. But let the past be a school. Tough school, maybe. We've all been through some tough stuff. So if you feel good about the past, draw from it for experience and let it teach you. Then next is how you feel about the future. We've got to have the future well designed. The future is called the promise.
Those racing thoughts you have, sleepless nights, the anxiety, it's all there for a reason. It's telling you something. It's telling you that you need to take action. All of those emotions are telling you that you're meant for more than this. So don't ignore it.
You know, don't allow the storms that come into your life to make you lose that gratitude, to make you lose the appreciation for waking up. Learn how to dance in the rain, dance through the storm, embrace the storms, right? Because these things that happen to us, right? Hard times, difficulties, obstacles, they're inevitable. So the best thing you can do is learn how to work with the flow of life rather than against it. You know, don't try to run away from the pain. Don't try to escape the obstacles that come into your life. No, learn how to embrace them head on. Learn how to go through them, because that's where growth happens.
Everyone's just looking out for themselves, and that's okay. But it's time for you to start prioritizing yourself too. Trust that things will fall into place and that everything will work out for the best. You've overcome a lot through this journey and stayed hopeful even when things felt impossible. It's okay to be selfish too. It's your turn now to get what you deserve.
You're not really enjoying while you pursue the goal, whatever it is in your life. If you're not really enjoying the doing because you are so focused on becoming and achieving and arriving at this future point, that the enjoyment of the doing is so greatly diminished or disappears completely, because all you want to do is arrive, but you're not there yet.
I can't handle not knowing. I can't handle not finding out.
I don't want to not find out. The not knowing will drive me crazy. The wondering what if. What's, gonna be embarrassed of failure? Gonna be ashamed of losing? I mean, those are already two things that when I just say them, if I hear somebody else say that to me, I'm reaching out going, no, dude, feel more. No, don't be ashamed, screw it, find out.
Number one, you have to stop regretting the past. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't forget the past. You can learn from it and get better from it so you don't make the same mistakes, but you gotta stop regretting the past. Number two is stop worrying about the future. Psychologists have found that 85% of what you worry about on a daily basis will never happen. That's a waste of your energy, that's a waste of your time. And then number three, stop looking for your happiness in other people. Other people cannot make you happy. It is absolutely impossible.
When you form a partnership, you make one decision. My decision is to be great. My decision is to be unstoppable. My decision is to win. My decision is to whatever it may be. Then after you make that decision, you got to commit to it. How many times have you talked yourself out of the commitment? You've talked yourself out of the commitment.
It's not a bad thing to be unique. It's not a bad thing to be different. Not a bad thing to be comfortable with yourself, regardless of what everybody else around you is doing.
What is yours will always find you, no matter how lost you feel right now.
That dash between your birthday and your death date, that's what matters. There's millions of people that said next year, tomorrow, next time, that took their dreams, that took their books, that took their gifts, that took their passion, their purpose, that took their legacy to the grave. Start today. Make today your day one. If you truly made that decision, moving forward to your best life has just begun.
Every single day that you delay making the change in your behavior that you need to make, you are making it that much harder to change. Every single day that you reinforce old habits, old behaviors, old ways of doing things, the harder it's going to be to break them. If you keep doing the things you're doing and you keep heading in the direction you're heading in, by the time you're 40, 50, and 60, it's going to be near impossible to break those habits because you've spent decades reinforcing the same thing. And what, you're gonna wake up one day and just be a new person? You've been telling yourself that for years and it hasn't happened yet because you have to unlearn all of those habits, all of that behavior. But if you start today, it's going to be easier than if you start tomorrow or next week or next year or, God forbid, a decade from now. The longer you wait, the harder your journey is going to be. It's just the way it is.
You were always competing against yourself. There is two versions of you, a winner and a loser. You have within you someone who is going to do everything required to make their goals a reality, and you have within you someone who is going to procrastinate your life away. You have someone in you that is disciplined and focused, and you also have someone in you that is easily distracted and does not execute the plan. Which one of these versions of you is going to surface to the top? The one that you feed more.
I face something every time I'm being exposed to a new challenge. Every time when I feel it's a challenge, it only tells me there again is a chance now to grow, let's say, to grow, to open up.
Be grateful for the problems that you have, because I believe they're specifically designed for you, your growth, your development, and the things that you need to possess as an individual in order to grow and become the individual that you're destined to become. So the set of problems I got, they specifically designed for it.
Study yourself, make yourself better. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Learn from her. Don't change who you are to become somebody else. Think about the time that you spend in your life trying to be somebody you're not. If you put that time and effort and energy into being who you were and who you are,
how much farther along would you be in life?
We create what we focus on. Where focus goes, the energy flows, but most people are focusing on what they have to do, not what they can do. They're focusing on what is versus what they're here to create. What makes you a leader is you see things as they are, but then you see it better than it is, and you make it the way you see it. You come up with that vision and you make it happen.
Simply put, you get to choose one of two ways to make any and every decision. One of two. You can either move through life acting on curiosity and hope, making decisions from a place of expansion and self-trust, or you can build your life and make decisions from a place of constriction, fear, and doubt. So when it comes down to it, ask yourself which of the two you value more and start acting from there.
If everybody around you supporting you, you're probably not trying to do something very big. You really aren't. Because most people don't want you to see you get too successful or too happy because it'll expose them. So don't let people with small lives and small thoughts project their limitations onto you. Because they're trying to get you to yield to get on their road. Don't yield. You were born to be on the road less traveled.
Best revenge in life is success. There's nothing better than showing the world that you did what you said you would. Their words of negativity, their hate towards you saying that you could never do it is fucking irrelevant. Look at where you are right now, be proud, and throw up that middle finger to the outside world's negativity, to the noise.
Be the boring friend. Go to bed early, prioritize work, and chase your dreams rather than pleasure. They may say you're crazy, but you're doing this for yourself. Besides, you're meant for something more. It'll be worth it in the end.
No matter what you are going through in life, how sad you are, how much pain you're feeling, the trauma that you're going through, you are strong enough to see another day. And it's not about being 100% every single day. It's about just showing up. That's what I do. No matter what the odds, no matter how I'm feeling, I show up every single day.
Your journey might not have started with all the answers laid out on a silver platter. You might have stumbled at the start, but those missteps don't define you. Instead, they forged you into someone deserving of creating profound change in your life. Right now, you hold the power to change your future. Don't wait for the perfect time or circumstance. Believe in yourself. I believe in you too.
A lower self and a higher self. You can recognize this. Your lower self comes out when you eat junk food, you spend 2 days just playing video games all day, when you don't get your work done, you're lazy, when you're not nice to people, you feel kind of bad, you feel kind of ugly and rotten. You may not admit it to yourself, but something doesn't feel good about it. But when you have discipline, when you spend 3 months getting in really good shape and you get better habits, when you complete a project, when you work well with other people and get something done, you're tapping into that higher potential that each human being, every single human being has.
You want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose. To accept defeat, to learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.
Let me give you the best of ancient script. Here's what it says. Whatever your hands find to do, do it with all your might, do it with all your strength, and do it with all your power. What a good philosophy.
Some people can't handle your success. They'll make remarks trying to bait you into conflict, trying to get you upset. Here's the key. Don't get involved in battles that are not between you and your destiny. Most of the conflict we engage in is a distraction. Your job is not to change people's mind about you. Your job is to run your race and not worry about the critics and the naysayers.
Can't keep doing what you're doing and get more. You have to do something different. If what you're doing now was enough to get you what you want that you don't have, you'd already have it.
oftentimes, if it doesn't go our way, we don't see it as a blessing. If something happens, an experience, if it doesn't go the way we want it to go, oftentimes we don't consider that to be a blessing. But some of the greatest blessings in our lives are things that didn't turn out or work out the way that we wanted it to.
Yin and Yang shows you light and dark. Here's the thing with success. Every time there's success, you have to be prepared for the darkness. So anytime something happens good to you, you have to sort of now look out for what's gonna anchor that, because you can't have sunshine without darkness.
You cannot invent and pioneer if you cannot accept failure. To invent, you need to experiment. And if you know in advance that it's going to work, it is not an experiment. You have to be willing to do that. And it's embarrassing to fail. It's always embarrassing to fail, but you have to say, no, that's not how this works. If I said to you, you have a 10% chance with a particular decision, a 10% chance of a 100x return, you should take that bet every time, but you're still gonna be wrong 9 out of 10 times, and it's gonna feel bad 9 out of 10 times.
If you went through a real bad experience, it's a good experience because these are invaluable. What you learn through unpleasant moments in your life is invaluable. If you forget that experience, you are a fool. Only a fool will try to forget. If you are smart, you must remember every unpleasant experience you had without resentment, without anger, without unpleasantness, just in your memory always, so that you never ever get into the same situations again.
If you've had any thoughts about quitting or giving up on something lately, please keep going. Your potential in life is unlimited. The only limits you have are the ones you put on yourself. If nobody's told you recently, let me be the first. I believe in you. Even the word hopeless still has hope in it.
Why are you not doing it? What is holding you back? Are you afraid of failure? Or are you scared that other people might judge you? How would you feel about the thought that you might die without achieving this one thing or just one goal? The only person that is holding you back is yourself. And that is the main problem that we have. If you fail, the pain of failure is short and fades fast, but the pain of regret will stay with you forever.
I want to make sure everybody knows that they're enough. No matter what they go through, what they've been through, that they are enough. The number one cause for anything is people not knowing that they're enough. They feel like they're not enough. Just because you have some bad chapters doesn't mean your story can't end well. And every story has bad chapters. It's about you finding the strength to turn the page. And so hold on to that in your struggle, in your journey, in your pain, and then turn your pain from your worst enemy to your best friend. Do that. Use pain, don't let it use you.
The reality is, when you are rejected, you feel a lot like giving up and stopping. But I think what's really important is to persevere and continue again, and get rejected and rejected again, which feels completely outrageous and like the exact opposite of what feels natural. Because rejection is hard. And trying again and being told that something isn't working, that you don't have whatever it is that you need, it doesn't really feel like you should try and try again. But what I want to do today is to show that rejection and perseverance are two very critical ingredients to succeed at literally any goal that you put your mind to.
Difficulties in life is nothing that stops you because it is so heartbreaking, because it goes so deep. It carries the potential for the highest transformation. If you want to see it bad, it's going to be bad. What happened to you is not going to change. You can only determine what is going to be the consequence of what comes to you. How will you transform it? Will you let it stuck inside of you and it slowly eats you up from the inside? Or do you make it something different about it? And this is based on the thoughts, on the mental redirectioning of yourself.
Elevation requires separation. In order to grow and become the person you want to be, you need to distance yourself from the habits, people, and situations that are keeping you the same. It can be hard to admit that what feels good in life isn't serving you. But having the awareness to do so is the first step towards transformation. It might feel lonely and scary at first, but letting go makes room for everything else you deserve. Keep going.
Stop waiting for life to be easy. Stop hoping for somebody to save you. You don't need another person right. Face some hard facts and you could have an incredible life.
What are you creating today? What are you doing today to move the needle forward? You have everything that you need to succeed. It's already within you. The discipline, the confidence, the courage, the compassion, the grace. It's all in you. The information you need is going to be from your own process. You understand? Your own failures. Getting into action and seeing what happens is all you need.
You have to have the courage to go after what it is that you truly want to do. That's the thing that separates people, because people work hard all day long. They're working hard, but they're working hard, and at the same time, they're believing that it's not possible for them. What do you have faith in? Do you really believe you can do that? Are you willing to sacrifice to get that? Or are you just going to keep this job that you hate because you're afraid?
You're not being tempted to give up because it's hard for you and because it's not meant for you, but you're being tempted to give up because life is weeding out all the people who don't really want it. You are being tested to see if you're the one who's meant for this vision, to see if you're the one who can not only attain it, but keep it, nurture it, and teach others to go get it. Those are the ones who are gonna get it.
If you're ambitious and you have a desire and you're willing to dedicate 1,000 days, I will tell you that your life in 2.5, 3 years will look dramatically different. Can you wake up every day for 1,000 days and do the work? Well, what's the work? You know what the work is. The work is keeping the commitments you make to yourself, working on your body, working on your self-esteem, working on your spirituality, working on your mind, working on the skill sets that makes you more valuable to your team.
Keep showing up for yourself. Keep taking steps towards your goals and stretching your view on what's possible for you. There's usually no switch that flips that gets you to where you want to be. But the compounding of your habits over time is what really moves the needle. So be intentional with your time. Although they might seem insignificant right now, the small actions and decisions you make today will shape the trajectory of your life. Stay the course.
The brutal fact about success is this: it makes you complacent. It makes you arrogant. God, it makes you closed-minded. It causes you to build a fence around your success and say, boy, I don't want to lose this. And so you get I got to hold on to it mindset. You see, the objective of your life and the objective of business is to improve every day. What part of improve do we not understand? And what part of every day do we not understand? We are constantly improving. Use your success as a stepping stone, not a pedestal.
If you want to be anything special and last for a long time, it comes with discipline, 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 discipline. Like really understanding the word of discipline and sticking to it. Set a goal, be disciplined to that goal.
If you have a mindset and a mentality of what you cannot have, you never will. If you are able to adjust it, no matter where you came from, no matter what your people said to you, no matter how bad it was, none of that matters. If you can get your mind around a dream, a goal, a possibility, it will become your life.
I think a lot of you don't have the courage to forgive yourself. You feel like you have a life now and you're basing it off of your past. You have your family that probably tells you, hey, I remember when you did this. I remember when you made this mistake. And you're a prisoner of your own mind. So you have to have the courage to say, hey, I forgive myself. I deserve it. I have my why. Fight for what you believe in. But the thing is, if you're caging yourself because of your past, you're never gonna get ahead. Whoever it is that you believe in, whoever it is that you look up to, they made the same mistakes you did. So just release yourself, forgive yourself. It doesn't matter what you did in the past. You are here because you're gonna recreate yourself. You're here because you're no longer that person. So give yourself permission right now to forgive yourself, and you do deserve it.
The people who we consider to be chosen, people you see on TV, the people who are going after their purpose, a lot of the times we just think that they're chosen, they're special, it's only them, it's not meant for me, I wasn't picked for a life like that. But really, those who are chosen are just those who chose to be chosen. They're the ones that said it's me. They're the ones that said, I have everything necessary. Why not me? What makes them so special?
I don't know how to. You never let your mind ever again disempower you and say, well, guess that's just how it is. Instead, success and growth requires you to say, I don't know how to do that. So it is my job to learn that. It switches you from disempowered to a skill builder. It switches you from a fixed mindset, I don't know how, I only have these capabilities, into a growth mindset. I will learn. I can expand. I can change. I can get better. That's the critical moment of transformation.
And I'm obsessed with being the best version of myself. And that's a daily thing. I'm obsessed with finding myself now and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself. And realizing that that is enough. Giving your best is enough. And sometimes we lose track of that when everybody's telling you who and what you are. So for anybody out there, you know, you're enough, man.
You're not ready. You're still talking about what other people are gonna say. You're still talking about what other people think. You're still talking about how they hate you. No shit, they fucking hate you. You're out trying to do something. You're out trying to build something. You're out trying to be better. And they're not. And they know what that's gonna lead to. So no shit, you're gonna get some hate. That's reality. But you'll never move past the beginning stages of your journey, worrying about what other people think. Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Go do your thing.
You're born with a gift. If not that, then you get good at something along the way. And what you're good at, you don't take for granted. You don't betray it.
What if you do betray your gift?
You betray yourself. That's a sad thing.
The obstacle is the path. Never forget that inside every problem, obstacle, the adversity is an opportunity to improve your condition. We understand at a superficial level, that's what we mean when we say the obstacle is the way.
Other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Think about that. Just think about that. This failure, this upset, this catastrophe. If you aren't dead, then it's just psychological. It's in your head. No, this does not mean that you won't lose some battles, because you will. We all will.
Rent is due is just this idea that like you have to pay your dues every single day. I am a big believer that you have to do hard things. Everything you want in life is on the other side of something that sucks. That means getting cold, that means getting hot, that means moving fast, that means lifting heavy it means having tough conversations, it means being present, it means being focused. All of those things are hard, and everything good comes on the other side of doing those hard things. That is rent that you have to pay every single day. Do the tiny daily deposit that compounds positively in your life.
Consistency isn't about frequency, it's about identity. What do I mean by that? Well, the reason you fail at staying consistent is because you think consistency is about doing the same thing over and over. That is a dangerous mindset. Consistency is about becoming the kind of person who does what needs to be done, no matter what. Stop asking, how do I stay consistent? And start asking, who do I need to become? The moment you shift from, I have to do this, to this is just who I am, consistency becomes effortless.
make plans of your own, guess what? You'll probably fall into someone else's plans. Guess what someone else may have planned for you? Not much. So take a look at the next 5 years of your life. It's gonna be like the last 5, unless you can.
Anybody that's successful, they've dealt with failure more than success, because you have to fail in order to succeed, in order to become that spirited person that knows how to have that drive. And that's in anything. Before I got put on, I failed many times.
The real enemy of consistency isn't laziness, it's your indecision. You think you struggle with being consistent because you're lazy, but that's not it. The truth is, you haven't decided what truly matters to you. Every time you waffle on your priorities, you break your own momentum. Make a decision, commit to it fully, and eliminate the noise. It's the lack of decision that's killing your consistency, not your lack of effort.
Take this note. Don't become a victim of yourself, even if you have to fight the enemies that are within yourself. Forget the thief in the alley that's after your purse. What about the thief in your mind that's after your promise?
Most people are going to quit. All of your enemies, all the people making fun of you, all the people laughing at you, they're all going to quit. So all you have to do is just not quit. It's so true. You guys think you're weak. You're really not weak. You allow yourself to behave weak, but you're not weak. But you've got to train that up. You've got to push yourself. You have to put yourself constantly in uncomfortable situations. Hold yourself accountable to results and being tough and pushing through and persevering. And when you get to that point where you think, I can't go another inch, you're only 40% of the way there.
People always try to box you in to what they know you best for. But never stop fighting. No matter what anyone says, no matter how they try to compromise you, compromise your vision. If it's in your gut, if it's in your soul, there's no worldly possessions that should come between you and your expression.
When we were kids, my mom hung a poster over our bed. It had a picture of a bumblebee, and under the picture, the caption read, "According to all aerodynamic laws, the bumblebee cannot fly because its body weight is not in the right proportion to its wingspan. But ignoring these laws, the bee flies anyway."
Stop breaking promises to yourself. When you say, I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m. and when the option comes to hit the snooze button, don't do it. There's one win that you've got for the day. That's action.
What if everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked for? Think of it like this. The universe is using every challenge to adjust your energy and frequency, getting you ready for what you really want. Each tough moment is a lesson, helping you manifest your dreams by ensuring you're ready to receive them when they arrive.
Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice.
Be sad, but get up. You can't stay stuck forever. If there was ever a time to turn things around, it's now. Stop waiting for things to feel normal again. You need to be the one to take the first step. Put in the effort. Make the decision today, because the only person that can save you is you.
Be humble enough to know that you can be replaced, but be wise enough to know that there's no one quite like you. Humility keeps you grounded. But never forget your uniqueness, because you bring something to the table that no one else can. So try to stay as humble as possible and don't ever doubt your worth.
Pay attention to the voice in your head that says you're not enough. Where did it come from?
Dear self, dying with regrets is something my life can't afford. So from this day forward, I'm choosing the suffering that leads to my rewards. So from this day forward, I'm picking the pain that leads to my better life. So from this day forward, no more running from my fears. I'm bringing faith to this fight. Dear self, unapologetically, I'm gonna go get the life that's made for me. I'm caping up because I will be the hero in my story.
When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked in. That's what the storm is all about, right? Now, in the midst of the storm, a lot of people feel like, man, I lost this. I lost that, right? But when you come out of the storm, the perspective that you gain, right? The person that you have become, right? The happiness that you've gained, the joy, the peace that you've gained, right? You always gain something in spite of what you consider to be a loss.
Your belief system has to be really, really strong. You know, you have to really, really believe it and really, really want it. Otherwise, it's just too much to endure. I mean, because, you know, everybody's questioning you and these challenges are hard to endure.
Everybody's built for it. If you can just believe in you and no one else believes in you, that's enough.
It's very important that you take risks in life. This is the key. In my opinion, this is the difference between very successful people and people who don't take risks.
You're not done yet. It's not over for you yet. It's not over. It's not gonna be over. You've come so far and you didn't come this far to get this far and to just stop being this far. You have so much inside of you, so much potential inside of you to go forward. Be proud of you. Be proud of how you've gotten here. Be proud of who you've built yourself to be to get here and say, I have more. I have more in the tank. I have more in my life. I have more for my life. There was more called in my life. There was more put inside of me to build my life. I'm proud of you. Be proud of you. Move forward.
So many people that think they have to know everything before they start. They have to have all the answers and have all the knowledge and listen to all the podcasts and read all the books before they even start. The truth is, you know enough to get started. Make that one adjustment. Do it now. You know enough to do something, and that something will start the snowball that inevitably leads to you being competent with the thing that you're trying to do. Even if you know nothing to start, you know enough to start.
Doubt is such a strange thing. I mean, it's, you know, there'll be times where you succeed and there are times that you fail. So wasting your time doubting whether you're going to be successful or not is pointless. It is. You just put one foot in front of the other, you control what you can't control, and then you see what the outcome is, right? If you win, great, you're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey over again. If you lose, it sucks, but you're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey all over again anyway.
That feeling of, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I don't have this figured out. That is the number one telltale sign that you're doing something right in life. That doubt is the number one telltale sign that you are actually pushing yourself. You woke up today and someone was proud of you. And most importantly, I hope that person was you. I pray that you woke up and you gave yourself the flowers you deserve. We all feel alone, but we all feel alone in this together. Make peace with it. Give yourself flowers you deserve. Be your number one fan, be your number one supporter, but also understand that I'm here and I'm rooting for you.
There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time. If you prioritize yourself properly and you make sure that you don't let Outlook be the controller of your time, there's plenty of time. Just don't do everything. Prioritize your life. Make sacrifices. Don't let Outlook control what you do every day.
Turn the TV off. Stop scrolling on social media. You need to focus, and you need to ask yourself, am I the most productive when I have this platform on in the background? Take some time to take the slower route, and it's gonna feel weird because everything in life, no matter where you live, is designed to stay on go, to be fast-paced, but you need to find out ways to move at a pace that really supports the lifestyle that you're trying to live. You may thrive in an environment that keeps going, but most of us need to continue being grounded. We need to continue being centered in some way, shape, or form. And if you don't take time to figure out what that is, time is gonna make you figure it out.
There's no difference between responsibility and adventure. That's a killer thing to know. The heavier the responsibility, the more profound the adventure.
Progress is not a straight path. It is a winding road, shadowed by doubt and lit by fleeting moments of hope. There will be days that you feel lost, as if the darkness is closing in, and every step forward is met with resistance. This journey will test you, breaking you down to your core, stripping away your comfort and leaving you exposed. But in these moments of despair, when the road seems endless, remember that growth comes from the deepest struggles. So trust the process, even when it feels like the night will never end.
People change all the time, dude. It's just a decision that you got to make, and you got to take the actions of the person that you want to become. Make the decisions that that person that you know you want to be like would make, even when you're you now, and eventually you become that person. So decide who you want to be, start making the decisions that person would make, and eventually you legitimately become that in your life. And it won't feel like that today, and it won't feel like that tomorrow. Probably gonna take a minute for you to adjust to being the kind of person you wanna be, but if you keep following with those actions over and over and over and over and over again of the person that you wanna be like, eventually you become that person, and it's reality.
Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. And do not worry that your life is turning upside down and not going the way you want it to. How do you know that the side you are used to is better than the one that's to come?
The quality of self-discipline is the quality that will make you a big success. It's the ability to force yourself to do what you know you should do. And here is the wonderful discovery. This persistence is self-discipline in action. Every time you persist, you build your self-discipline. Every time you practice self-discipline, you build your ability to persist. And the two of them are tied into your self-esteem. So the more you persist, the more you like yourself. And the more you like yourself, the more discipline you have. And the more discipline you have in practice, the more you like yourself. As a result, the more you persist. And eventually you get under an upward spiral where you become absolutely unstoppable. You reach the point where you know you can achieve the goal and nothing in the world can stop you. And every step that you take forward makes you stronger and stronger and stronger until finally people say, I know one thing about him, I know one thing about her. You cannot stop him or her. Once they decided they want something, they will not stop until they get it. And when you develop that quality, there will be nothing that is impossible to you.
Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better. If you avoid those things that are hard, if you don't accept that challenge, if you don't step up and step into that cold water, I can tell you this is not a good move. Just get up, move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. And you may be successful and you may not be successful, but you will be better.
You have to discipline yourself. Go do something. Do the best thing that you can think of. Put the best plan you have into practice. It's not going to be perfect, and it will change along the way, but it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans.
Sometimes you just need to admit to yourself that you have no idea who you are or what you're doing. Everything is changing all the time. It's normal to have weeks where you feel lost, months where you don't recognize yourself, and years that leave you with more questions than answers. Don't see it as a step backwards. Humble yourself, because that's life's way of redirecting you, letting you know that you have the chance to find yourself again. Seize the opportunity.
All of us, nobody's perfect. We failed too many times. We have so many uncertainty in our life that we have to be capable when we are down to stand up. It's part of the journey, it's part of the process, it's part of our education. In my case, I learned the most when I'm down. And it's good that these certain moments happen, because when you are in the top of the wave, you don't see under what's going on. It's good to have problems. It's the only way that you can improve.
How do you overcome the fear of failure when trying something new? By far the easiest thing I found to deal with this is to think of every single thing in life as an experiment. It's just an experiment. So everything in life is an experiment. And therefore failure isn't really failure. Failure is just another data point.
Don't let complaining conquer your life. See if you can't drive it into a small corner. That's the season of summer. Nourish your values like a mother and fight your enemies like a father. Even if you have to fight the enemies that are within yourself. Make this note. Don't become a victim of yourself. It's possible to become a victim of tragedy. It's possible to become a victim of gossip. It's possible to become a victim of the things that happen out there, but here's the most important thing. Don't become a victim of yourself. Forget the thief in the alley that's after your purse. What about the thief in your mind that's after your promise?
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're gonna give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere, when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of worrying constantly. So you gotta love it, you gotta have passion.
You have to become the kind of person that can push through the hard times. Most people can't do that.
No matter how long it takes, keep going. No matter how much it hurts, keep going. So you was placed on this earth for a reason. You weren't meant to be average, you were meant to excel. You understand that this grind is meant to make you who you're supposed to be, a dog. A little grind ain't never hurt nobody. Stop being soft, let's embrace it.
Most people cannot push through the challenging, the draining, the frustrating times that make everybody else quit. So you have to build yourself into someone who has the discipline, the fortitude, the grit, the perseverance to push through the hard times, to become someone who is literally f***ing incapable of quitting.
You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you no more TV, no more snacks, no more desserts, no, we working out now. No more alcohol, not right now. I can't handle it right now. You need to tell you that you owe you something.
I don't look at failure as failure. I look at failure as your first, second, third, fourth, fifth attempt. I look at them as attempts. Because when you're trying to do something that's bigger than you, whatever you are, you didn't fail, mother. That was your first attempt. We give so much power to words. I don't. I take the power right away. I didn't fail.
People will tell you things based on their experience, but they don't know anything because everything is subjective. They don't know who you are or what you've been through. They tell you they tried for their dreams, but it didn't work out, so they gave up. And they discourage you to chase yours. But you need to do that for yourself because nobody knows what will happen. And even if it doesn't work out, there's still something to be learned in the process. Stay true to yourself and do your thing.
This is it. This moment, that is it. No need jumping in the past, no need looking for anything in the future. You will not get more than you have right now. It's just here.
When you feel as though you cannot go one step further, when your body is tired and all you want to do is drop everything and give up, remember that this moment precisely is the moment the weak fall and the strong prevail.
To find meaning in life is a responsibility. It's not a present, it's not a gift, it's not fortune, it's not chance, it's not random. It's a responsibility. Every single thing that happens to you in your life, you either look and find meaning in it, or you don't look and you don't find any meaning in it, and it will just be suffering to you.
The thing about life is that it's not a thing. Life is a series of moments. The problem is that most of us are too busy to notice these moments as they come. We are not present, we are preoccupied. Marcus Aurelius contrasts this with the person who is able to be like the rock that the waves crash against, but eventually fall still.
That's what presence is. Slowing down, being where your feet are, being in the moment. Greatness, happiness, contentment, these things are what life can be only if we choose to experience them, only if we slow down, only if we show up and stay in the moment.
Performance without a purpose is one hell of a skill to have. No one there cheering you on, no race to prepare for, no finish line, no glory, no nothing. Yeah, you still perform.
You're doing the right thing. You're doing everything necessary for your vision, for your dreams, for your goals. You're a good person, you work hard, but it just seems like you can't win, like you can't catch a break. Bad thing after bad thing happens. But if you just keep believing in the vision, if you do not give up, if you are optimistic about every single situation, eventually you will catch a break. Eventually, everything will start going your way.
Yes, you will get out of this. You're getting out of this. I don't know who told you differently. You're getting out of this. But right now, you got to go through this to get out of this, to grow out of this, to help everyone else who is going through this. That's why you're going through this. Focus on the courage, the strength, the power, the ambition, the might, the light that you have to get through this. Focus on placing your attention on what is the good in what I'm going through.
If you're avoiding the thing you're afraid to do, let your heart lead the way. It's so easy to live life stuck in our heads, but that's where the negative voice and fear live. We overthink everything, and we believe in the worst case scenario. But have you heard the voice of your heart? It's pure, it's loving, it's vibrant. That's because there is no space for fear in your heart. It only speaks of what's best for you. When you let your heart lead the way, fear becomes nothing, and you become everything.
If you don't know what to pursue in life right now, pursue yourself. Pursue becoming the healthiest, happiest, most healed, most present, most confident version of yourself. Then the right path will reveal itself.
It is tedious, it is painful, it is lonely, because it is a game of just moving the ball down the field inch by inch by inch. It's not glamorous, it's lonely. As you start changing, everything around you starts changing, people around you start, it's not even fun in the beginning. And so you'd either have to have an incredible amount of hope or a ridiculous amount of inspiration and delusion, or you have to be in so much pain that the alternative to continuing this pain that you're in is to try something different because it's the only thing that might be slightly less painful than what you're doing.
Sometimes you just have to let time do its thing. It's hard sitting in uncertainty, but clarity often comes from experience, not thinking and speculating. It's okay to feel lost. You're not falling behind, living life wrong, or missing out on anything. Life wouldn't be the adventure that it is if you already knew everything. So don't give up now.
Only a matter of choice. You choose your fate, not your circumstances. So will you choose to be remembered as someone who simply did not have it in them, who wasn't strong enough to get it done? Or will you choose to prevail and inspire the generations that will come after you? They are counting on you. The choice is yours.
So start policing up here. Watch what you're thinking. Start thinking more positive thoughts. I can do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't care how I feel. I'm getting this thing done. Because when you change your thoughts, those thoughts change the actions that you take. And those actions that you take start to create a life that you love.
We have two primary choices in life. We can either accept conditions as they exist, or we can take the responsibility to change them. See, a lot of people want to exempt themselves from taking responsibility. All they want to do is talk about the problem. Every time you see them, they'll tell you their story over and over and over and over again. No. You want to take responsibility for your life. I got me here, I can get me out of this. And I'm getting out. I'm not going to be a volunteer victim.
Michael Jordan tells me one day he wants to be the best player that's ever played here. And I said, well, you got to work harder than you did in high school. He said, I worked as hard as everybody else. I said, oh, excuse me. I thought you just told me you want to be the best player to ever play here. He said, I'm going to show you. Nobody will ever work as hard as I will.
Michael Jordan is not only the best basketball player, but he's the most exciting basketball player to ever play. We only dream about doing things that he can do.
So, open. Chicago with the lead.
Played professional basketball for the Chicago Bulls.
32 seconds to go. A 1-point lead for Georgetown. Brody the Black. The tying 18. Shot, Jordan. Michael Jordan.
If I had to trace my evolution, the Michael Jordan evolution, it always had to start back in college. Hitting the shot against Georgetown in 1982 when I really didn't know exactly what I was doing.
Carolina has won the 1982 NCAA.
It awakened a person inside of me to excel, to compete, to excel, to be one of the best or be the best. That drove me. And I guess with that shot, it kind of ignited a fire inside of me that nothing's gonna stop.
My biggest motivation in life, is to compete, find different competitions and certain things in life and try to overcome that, be it positive or negative. But I have yet to meet someone who is as competitive as me.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeeded.
It was 97, we was in Minnesota, and Flip had switched and put me on Michael Jordan, one of the greatest probably ever touched the ball. And I counted his dribbles. I was able to catch his dribbles, I counted the dribbles. 1, 2, come across. When I blinked, he was gone. I turned around, he was dunking the ball, giving somebody dap, and halfway down the court, that fast. That's when I knew Michael Jordan wasn't human.
When you step on the floor, it doesn't matter how many times you've done it before. All that matters is that you do it now.
Be true to the game, because the game will be true to you. If you try to shortcut the game, then the game's gonna shortcut you. If you put forth the effort, good things will be bestowed upon you. That's truly about the game. And in some ways, that's about life too.
For me, losing just is the worst feeling in life at anything, whether it's cars, golf, basketball, whatever it is.
I hate losing. It's not even a question. But I have to respect losing, because losing is a part of winning.
Yeah.
And you never just win. You got to lose to win. Losing is going to hurt.
Absolutely.
To a point where you would look at, how can I do things different? How can I change? How can I make this team better? And that's the thing about a team, and this too, is that before you can look at someone else, you got to look at yourself in the mirror, because that's how things get started. And you got to be willing to change.
You are without question one of the most gifted players I've ever seen. What makes you different from other people?
Once again, it falls back to my parents in terms of how I approach the situation. I never feel that I'm at my best. I feel I still have room to improve. I still set goals for myself to strive for. I'm never complacent with what I've achieved. Even though it's been very successful for me, I still feel I have a lot to prove, not just as a player, but as a person, as a father, to some extent as a role model in all aspects. So I'm never really too complacent with myself or with what I've achieved. When I get to a point where I feel I can improve as a player, I walk away from the game. I still feel that I have a plateau that I hadn't reached yet in terms of my skills or my expectations of myself. I'm always going to expect myself to do certain things or surpass certain things. As long as I believe that, then my road to success is going to continue to expand.
Like, I don't have to do this. I'm only doing it because it is who I am. That's how I played the game. That was my mentality. If you don't want to play that way, don't play that way. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I led you to believe it was easy when it wasn't. Maybe I made you think my highlights started at the free throw line and not in the gym. Maybe I made you think that every shot I took was a game winner. That my game was built on flash and not fire. Maybe it's my fault that you didn't see that failure gave me strength, that my pain was my motivation. Maybe I led you to believe that basketball was a God-given gift and not something I worked for every single day of my life. Maybe I destroyed the game. Or maybe you just making excuses.
You deserve everything you're going through because you'd rather become good tomorrow than be good today. It immediately makes us think of all the things that we want to do better, or all the bad things that we know we must stop doing. But whenever we're faced with the actual work and challenge to do so, to make that change, we find a reason to once again delay that work, to find a reason why now is not the right time. But that once we have this certain position in life, or the time to do it, or the money to do it, that's when we'll attack this issue, and that's when we'll finally become better, as we promised ourselves. And we take this excuse and this promise as a justification in itself to delay once more what we know we should be doing now.
You can change your life today in this moment by making these decisions, and your life path will have veered. You will have changed direction. Your tree of life will move. It's just that it takes time for that new direction to bear fruit. Whereas you can poison the fruit in a second. You can kill a tree real fast. You just can't grow one real fast. But it doesn't mean that if a seed's planted and you're watering it, it's not growing. It just takes a second to get above the surface.
And what if the truth is that you're one relationship away, one meeting away, one conversation, one new thought, one new emotion, one new tactic or strategy away from completely changing the trajectory of your life?
I am one decision away from a totally different marriage, a totally different life, a totally different job, a totally different income. Your life comes down to your decisions. And if you change your decisions, you will change everything.
Sometimes the worst pain is the most necessary. Just like those situations of the past where you couldn't see a way out, yet still somehow found a way to get through. This dark storm you're going through is only temporary, but it's necessary in order to see growth when you finally reach the light.
That every single thing, every single challenge, struggle, or behavior that you ever want to adapt or avoid asks of you to attain it or to fight it in this present moment. Not in the past, not in the future, but this present moment. Epictetus likes to say, this is what all your training has been for. The Olympics are now. The training is over. You must showcase what you have learned now. And this is exactly what you will realize that in your life is going on as well. No matter what it is that you're dealing with. The challenge, the struggle, the fight, the time to win or lose the battle is right now.
Your dark side will never tell you, will never ask you, will never say, please. Tells you what to do because it knows you have the ability to do it. It knows you have the confidence to do it. It understands that the pressure in your life serves a purpose. It understands when most say, don't let the pressure exceed the pleasure. The dark side tells you that the pressure is the pleasure. The pressure that the dark side is pushing on you is pushing who you are, who you're meant to be, to the forefront.
You're telling me you're gonna give up your entire life, your entire dreams, everything you've ever wanted for yourself because the opinions of people who are never gonna do a motherfucking thing in their entire life matter to you. These people are gonna do the same shit they've been doing now, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And anybody who's been in the game long enough can tell you that. Most people just opt out of the game for fear of the opinions of people who end up being irrelevant anyway, which makes no sense.
You may not realize this, but you are the mountain you were destined to overcome. The challenges that life places in front of you are merely to help you reflect on your progress, your courage, your discipline, your self-respect. Remember this, it's not a linear path, and at times the climb will seem impossible. Promise yourself to try again tomorrow. It won't get easier. It's you that gets better.
Everything in this world that you love, you will lose. That's not meant to make you sad. It's meant to make you sober. It's meant to make you a better, more present version of yourself. It's meant to remind you that the moments in life that you enjoy are as fragile as they are precious. Everything you love, you will lose. These moments are as precious as they are fragile.
And the battle becomes to be right here, right now. And that's when you must fight it. That's when everything depends on you. If you once again take what seems to be the easy road and lie to get your way out of something, then you've lost. But similarly, if you don't give in to it, if you now make a change, if you now act exactly like the person that you want to become, then you, in that moment, and until you do otherwise, have become that person. You have achieved your goal. Stick to that and think of nothing else. All of your dreams need to be and can only be realized or not realized right this instant.
What is yours will always find you, no matter how lost you feel right now.
That dash between your birthday and your death date, that's what matters. There's millions of people that said next year, tomorrow, next time, that took their dreams, that took their books, that took their gifts, that took their passion, their purpose, that took their legacy to the grave. Start today. Make today your day one. If you truly made that decision, moving forward to your best life has just begun.
Every single day that you delay making the change in your behavior that you need to make, you are making it that much harder to change. Every single day that you reinforce old habits, old behaviors, old ways of doing things, the harder it's going to be to break them. If you keep doing the things you're doing and you keep heading in the direction you're heading in, by the time you're 40, 50, and 60, it's going to be near impossible to break those habits because you've spent decades reinforcing the same thing. And what, you're gonna wake up one day and just be a new person? You've been telling yourself that for years and it hasn't happened yet because you have to unlearn all of those habits, all of that behavior. But if you start today, it's going to be easier than if you start tomorrow or next week or next year or, God forbid, a decade from now. The longer you wait, the harder your journey is going to be. It's just the way it is.
You are always competing against yourself. There is two versions of you, a winner and a loser. You have within you someone who is going to do everything required to make their goals a reality, and you have within you someone who is going to procrastinate your life away. You have someone in you that is disciplined and focused, and you also have someone in you that is easily distracted and does not execute the plan. which one of these versions of you is going to surface to the top? The one that you feed more.
I face something every time I'm being exposed to a new challenge. Every time when I feel it's a challenge, it only tells me there again is a chance now to grow, let's say, to grow, to open up.
Be grateful for the problems that you have, because I believe they're specifically designed for you, your growth, your development, and the things that you need to possess as an individual in order to grow and become the individual that you're destined to become. So the set of problems I got, they specifically designed for it.
Study yourself, make yourself better. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Learn from it. Don't change who you are to become somebody else. Think about the time that you spend in your life trying to be somebody you're not. If you put that time and effort and energy into being who you were and who you are, how much farther along would you be in life?
We create what we focus on. Where focus goes, energy flows, but most people are focusing on what they have to do, not what they can do. They're focusing on what is versus what they're here to create. What makes you a leader is you see things as they are, but then you see it better than it is, and you make it the way you see it. You come up with that vision and you make it happen.
Simply put, you get to choose one of two ways to make any and every decision. One of two. You can either move through life acting on curiosity and hope, making decisions from a place of expansion and self-trust, or you can build your life and make decisions from a place of constriction, fear, and doubt. So when it comes down to it, ask yourself which of the two you value more and start acting from there.
If everybody around you is supporting you, you're probably not trying to do something very big. You really aren't. Because most people don't want you to see you get too successful or too happy because it'll expose them. So don't let people with small lives and small thoughts project their limitations onto you. Because they're trying to get you to yield to get on their road. Don't yield. You were born to be on the road less traveled.
Best revenge in life is success. There's nothing better than showing the world that you did what you said you would. Their words of negativity, their hate towards you saying that you can never do it is fucking irrelevant. Look at where you are right now, be proud, and throw up that middle finger to the outside world's negativity, to the noise.
Be the boring friend. Go to bed early, prioritize work, and chase your dreams rather than pleasure. They may say you're crazy, but you're doing this for yourself. Besides, you're meant for something more. It'll be worth it in the end.
No matter what you are going through in life, how sad you are, how much pain you're feeling, the trauma that you're going through, you are strong enough to see another day. And it's not about being 100% every single day. It's about just showing up. That's what I do. No matter what the odds, no matter how I'm feeling, I show up every single day.
Your journey might not have started with all the answers laid out on a silver platter. You might have stumbled at the start, but those missteps don't define you. Instead, they forged you into someone deserving of creating profound change in your life. Right now, you hold the power to change your future. Don't wait for the perfect time or circumstance. Believe in yourself. I believe in you too.
A lower self and a higher self. You can recognize this. Your lower self comes out when you eat junk food, you spend 2 days just playing video games all day, when you don't get your work done, you're lazy, when you're not nice to people, you feel kind of bad, you feel kind of ugly and rotten. You may not admit it to yourself, but something doesn't feel good about it. But when you have discipline, when you spend 3 months getting in really good shape and you get better habits, when you complete a project, when you work well with other people and get something done, you're tapping into that higher potential that each human being, every single human being has.
You are the architect of your own reality. So design a life that resonates with your true self.
What you think and what you believe is what will come true for you. Your thoughts create your life. It's that simple.
There comes a time when you have to snap. You make a choice to go all in, to stop hesitating, to be relentlessly consumed by what you love. You give everything towards a vision only you can see, and everything turns off except this one thing that dominates your life. Once you decide, life becomes simple. Life's too short to not see what you're capable of.
What kind of permission do you need? To do the thing that you and I both know you really want to do? The thing that not everyone is going to approve of, but you know you're meant to do? What kind of permission do you need to get up and get after it? Yes, there's some risk, mostly just a bruised ego, but you know what's a hell of a lot worse than that? Living with the regret of inaction. Knowing the thing that you need to do, the scary steps that you have to take to grow into the person that you know you want to be, and doing nothing. So if you need it, this is your permission slip. Go do what you need to do.
Disappointments come. Those are normal. That's part of life. But the question is, how do you handle it? How do you handle the coming winters and the disappointments and the downtimes? Well, you can get stronger, you can get wiser, and you can get better. The winters won't change, but you can. And that's how life changes for you. See, before I understood when it was winter, I used to wish it was summer. I didn't understand. When it was hard, I used to wish it was easy. I didn't know. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better.
Your mistakes, problems are actually the best thing that can happen to you. That instead of getting reactive and going, God damn it, what's wrong there, and getting all stiff and rigid, just bend with it and say, this happened for a reason. It's teaching me a lesson. I made a mistake. I need to learn from this.
This is it. There will never be a more perfect time than now to put everything on the line. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about how long you can keep this up. Just do it today. Use every ounce of energy within you to be the absolute best that you can be.
Set direction, not destination. If you want to be agile, quit trying to arrive somewhere. Just take the journey. The dream's free, the journey's not. And there's no improvement when we arrive. You don't improve before you start, and you don't improve after you arrive. You improve while you take the journey. It's the journey that you discover. It's the journey that you improve.
Do things just because you think you're going to get something for it. That's not why we do things. Do what's interesting to you. Don't worry about the outcome. We can't predict the outcome. We can never predict the outcome. Follow your own inner guide. It directs us.
Stop comparing yourself to other people. You're not in competition with them. You've got to get this in your mind. In this life, your only competition is you. Life is you versus you. All that matters is when you go to bed tonight is that you're better than you woke up this morning. And if you string together 365 of those days, then you're a different person in a year with a massively different life.
Beautiful thing about life is that you get to choose your hard. Everything in life is hard, but you get to choose what your hard is. It's really hard to build an incredible body and physique. It's also really hard to see your body completely fail you. It's really hard to build meaningful relationships. It's also really hard to live on the surface with a bunch of people. Again, you get to choose your hard. It's really hard to live a life of purpose, working on something you care about. It's also really hard to live without purpose. You get to choose the thorns that you're gonna have on the path of your journey. It's something that I think about constantly. It's like, how can I just endure this a little bit longer? How can I just embrace this hard of whatever it is that I'm going through?
The only thing between you and the person you want to be are the skills that you're missing. First, imagine yourself in 10 years doing exactly what you want to be doing. Now ask yourself, what skills does that version of you have that you currently don't? List those down, and next, ask yourself how those skills are acquired. The next step is to be relentless in your pursuit of developing those skills every day. Make sure every job, opportunity, side project overlaps with this list in some way. Focus on the skills that you're missing, and over the long run, you'll become exactly who you wanted.
Do you really want legacy? Do you really want to live out your dreams and live life as you imagine? Do you really want to reach your full capability in mind, body, and spirit? Do you? How bad? Does it make you lose sleep at night? Does it leave you feeling restless? Is it at the forefront of your mind every minute of the day?
Now, here's what I want you to know. If you don't sow, you don't reap. So if your focus is on reaping and what are people going to do to add value to me today, every day is going to be empty. Every day you're going to come up short. But the day that you realize that adding value, sowing seeds is more important than reaping the harvest, your life and your communication will incredibly change. You see, I consider the success of my day as a communicator, as a leader, is based on the seeds I sow, not the harvest I reap.
Impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men. Find it easier to live in a world that they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it's a dare.
So I know why you go on Instagram. I know why because you just have the time. You have the time because you don't want to put that time into bettering oneself.
You start going after your goals and you start achieving them, people will start looking at you differently, and secretly they will start hoping that you fail because it will make them feel better about the action they have never taken.
Progression is an ugly road that leads to a beautiful place. And the sad thing about that quote that's true is most people never get to that beautiful place because they never persevere. They give up before it's their time. They quit before they see their breakthrough. That's why I love a breaking point, because at a breaking point, that fork in the road, you got a choice. You can break down or you can break through. And when you choose to break through, those adversities strengthen you. All those things that have come against you, it strengthens you. That's why you gotta find a meaning, a mission that carries you through this stage of resistance.
Get started and stay consistent. You have things to share with the world that only you can deliver. But you'll never experience them if all you replay in your mind are doubts and excuses on why going after your dreams now isn't a good time. You have what it takes. Get out of your own way. Don't count yourself out yet. Everything you want to achieve is possible. It might take time, effort, and discipline, but it's all within reach.
So if you're in the woods and you don't know where to go, start walking. You got to start walking because the perspective is not going to change. You have to start moving forward. You have to start taking steps in order to improve your vision, improve your perspective, change your perspective, make some kind of progress. And worst case scenario, you figure out that you walked the wrong direction. Okay, now you can walk in the other direction. And that's gonna be fine. But standing there lost and not doing anything is just waiting to die, waiting to starve to death.
The only thing in life that stands between you, everything you've ever wanted to do, is doing it. Not preparing to do it, not scheduling time to do it, not telling people you're gonna do it, not reading books about how to do it, not watching videos about how to do it, but instead actually doing it.
There's a saying, this quote that I really believe in, that when the pain of the current reality becomes greater than the fear of change, that's when we change. So like when the pain becomes so intense that it's greater than the fear that you have of the unknown, then you'll go into the unknown. You can stand there at the door looking at this abyss, but when it becomes so painful, that you walk into that, that's when the change happens.
But there's a hell of a lot more to you than you think, like way more. Enough to cope with the trouble of the world inside you. There's enough to cope with the trouble of the world. And you, if you had enough courage, you could let that out. Enough courage and faith, you could let that out, and everything would be better because of it.
Only fail because they get caught up into what winning was. You're supposed to fail at some point in time. You're supposed to get knocked down a couple times. You're supposed to lose. That's how you learn. Perfection is only a word because imperfection was discovered. You can't be perfect without knowing what imperfect is. You have to experience imperfection at some point to go, now I'm perfect.
Feel something is shifting. Some people are not strong enough to adapt to the change. Some people don't know how to put it into practice in order to go with the change. There will come the time, and it's not going to take long, where a natural separation is going to take place. A natural separation. The ones that are able to read the signs, that are able to go with what is happening, to adapt to the changes this world is bringing to us, they will move on to another world. Other people that are unwilling, unable, maybe incapable of adapting to the coming changes. It is simple like this. They will stay with the old world, which is about to end.
An eagle flies at a certain altitude, and the only other bird flies at that altitude is another eagle. So if he finds himself flocking with pigeons, he may be flying too low.
One of the things limiting you from your income, your impact, a world-class life. You care too much about what people think about you. You can be world-class, you can fit in with the world, you don't get to do both. One thing I've learned is everyone has an opinion. Why let the opinions of other people deny you from a life that will make history?
This is my question to you. When you gonna free yourself? How long are you gonna stay in this pain expecting change to happen in your life? How long are you gonna stay in this situation expecting things to change in your life? You've been here for the last year, the last 5 years, the last decade, staying in the same mess, accepting the same mess, and wonder why you're stressed. Wonder why you're not happy, wonder why you're not fulfilled, wonder why you're not experiencing the life that you deserve to experience. When you gonna free yourself from the pain? When you gonna free yourself from settling for less? Because I want to tell you right now, you don't have to accept it. I know you know that, but I need you to feel that, understand that. You don't gotta accept it. You don't have to stay where you're just tolerated and not celebrated. You don't have to stay where you're not happy. You don't have to stay where you're not being better. You don't have to stay where you're suffering. You can free yourself from it.
It's our darkness that brings us closer to one another. It's all the shared broken pieces of our souls. Don't be ashamed of your darkness. All the mistakes that you've made have made you. Redemption is always on the other side of a moment. Every passing moment is another chance to turn it all around. Keep fighting. Don't go gently into that good night. For as long as you are here, hope dies last.
Someone who does not acknowledge the dark side of themselves and who is only good because that's all that they know how to be and that's all that they know of themselves is not really a good person because they're only doing what they know. Versus someone who's delved into the darkness of humanity, the pain of it, the despair of it, and then chooses to be good and chooses to do something. That's the true good person, right? That's the person we're all aspiring to be. Not someone who's ignored the pain, but someone who's chosen to do something with the pain.
You have to learn to select your thoughts the same way that you select your clothes every day. Now that's a power that you can cultivate, because if you can't master your thoughts, you're in trouble forever.
The gods envy us. They envy us because we're mortal. Because any moment might be our last. Everything's more beautiful because we're doomed. You will never be lovelier than you are now. We will never be here again.
The Persian poet Rumi once wrote, "What hurts you blesses you. Darkness is your candle. Everything in life is trying to teach you something. You just have to pay attention."
You've got to be ready to change your life. No one said this was going to be easy. You have to keep on keeping on. You think life was meant for the weak? It wasn't. It never was. I'm telling you, just keep on going.
And then climbed back out. That's why we have hero stories, right? There's always the hero has to go through down into hell and then climb back up. And that's what we admire. That's what we respect. That's what we give dignity to. So if we're not respecting that in ourselves, in our own innate ability to go dark and then climb back out, we're not dignifying ourselves.
You've got to be ready to change your life. No one said this was going to be easy. You have to keep on keeping on.
So get back up. Make the most of this life you have. You're here. You're here now. The time is always now.
Nothing in this life lasts, even our troubles. Keep going, my friend. Just keep going.
In the end, it's all going to be all right. And if it's not, then it's not the end. Please, just keep going.
Stop and think. What's something really big that you would love to see yourself accomplish? If you were to just roll the clock ahead, a year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 15 years, what is it that you really want?
All in love with the process, because it is the most beautiful thing in existence. I mean, right now, you are in the process of pursuing something extraordinary. You're developing your mind, your skills, and along the way, experiencing failure, but then learning from it and continuing forward, smarter, stronger, more equipped than the last time. You meet new people, experience new things, doors open up, and periodically you look back and realize how far you have come. That is beautiful.
I think most people feel really lonely when you want something that doesn't currently exist. And so some people call that dreams, some people call that goals, whatever it is, you're trying to pull something from your mind into reality and you want it done a certain way. And if it's not done that way, it's not what you imagined. And so people on the outside will throw stones and call you names that they think will change your behavior and get you to stop.
Remember, sometimes you will take the wrong turn in life. You take that wrong turn, it leads to a dead end. Now what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit there at the dead end and stare at it? Or are you gonna turn around and figure out which way you're supposed to go? You're gonna go through a lot of dead ends in life. You just gotta keep it pushing, figure your way out of it, but don't ever just stand still. Life is always going. So if you stand still for too long, life is gonna pass by.
Majority of people just don't do it. You know, it's like a lot of people want it, but not a lot of people want to do it. So just by taking that one little step, you're separating yourself from the herd.
The most important thing is to take action. That is the most, even if it's the wrong action, if you take the wrong step, if you take the first step in the wrong direction, the difference between you and the person who doesn't take a step at all is a worry. you have to take the first step. You have to take some kind of action.
Most people are incapable of picking a direction and just going. They observe the possibilities, they get paralyzed by all the possibilities, they refuse to move forward on all the possibilities, and then time passes them by. So it's very important that you make a decision and you go down that path. You commit to that path with the mentality of having zero options. I don't have a choice but to see this through.
You know, you're not gonna be perfect. Yes, you're gonna have times in your journey where maybe you fall off in certain areas, or maybe you're not as disciplined, or you waver a little bit, right? But it's about maximizing the moment that you have right now, right? Having the self-awareness and the self-reflection to be able to catch yourself when you are falling off or slacking in a certain area in your life, and bring yourself back to center, ground yourself where you are, and make the most out of this moment that you have right now. Make the next right decision.
I feel like if you don't know where you want to be right now, you just need to ask yourself, what would you like to be doing a year from now? Because if you shorten up how long it takes you to get to where you want to be, it's easier and more attainable. I think when you think about what you want to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it seems like too far to reach. So starting with baby steps really helps you figure out where you really want to see your life go. Not where your friends or family want to see it, but where you want to go. And if you know at least where you'd like to be this time next summer, that should give you a good indication to start looking in that niche, in that field, down that path. Like whatever that looks like for you is for you. And only you know that.
All of us are trying to find something, trying to find meaning, love, contentment, because we feel that something is missing. That's why we're so busy, why we kill ourselves with work, why we can't be still. This drive is what allows us to accomplish things, so it's not all bad. The problem is that when we do accomplish things, we don't feel that much better. It never seems to fill the void. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you've wandered all over and finally realized that you've never found what you were after, how to live. Not in syllogisms, not in money or fame or self-indulgence, nowhere. Ain't that exactly right? What we have to realize is that the answer to our problems is not more. Money, power, renown, these will not satisfy us. We satisfy it simply by living our life as nature demands. That means by being good, by being true to ourselves, by focusing, by not wasting a second wishing anything was otherwise or caring what other people think of us. We just live as well as we can.
The fact is, there is something big inside of you. Lean into that. I know that you have huge ambitions, and I want to make sure that you never give up on going for them.
Best day of a man's life is the day he realizes that nobody's coming to save him. If he can know that and feel peace about it and almost be excited about it because he gets to go fight his own hero's journey, he'll win. If he can accept it, he'll win. Because you take entire responsibility for your life. Too many people give up responsibility in their life so they can point the finger at somebody else. Take responsibility for everything. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna do the same thing I did yesterday.
When you guys think about what it is that creates greatness, and when you think about all the things that you wish you could be, and wish you were, and wish you could become, you have to understand that that requires effort from you. That requires you doing things intentionally that are going to make you uncomfortable, that are going to help develop skills that you can then apply to any plan that you move forward.
Challenge yourself. There's always more things that we could do, that we can face, that we can get things done, but we don't want to do it because it feels scary, it feels uncomfortable. We worry. That's another way. If everything in life is doing well, then that means you're not challenging yourself enough.
Are areas in this life where you are like a passive driver. You're sitting at the back seat, somebody is driving, and yeah, you can enjoy the view. But in this case, when you want to make that fire grow, you need to become the driver. You must be the one directing the thoughts, directing the actions, directing the energy.
world will drown out your intuition. If you are looking to any outside source to bring you the answers, you can't hear it. The universal force of life is always speaking and breathing through you. And so you have to get still enough, removed enough, disconnected enough from the world to actually know what you are feeling. And anytime you're going around asking everybody else, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? It means the real response is for you to get still and ask yourself that question, and just to stay still until the answer comes.
What type of reality are you even living? What type of reality are you living? Are you living a proactive reality where you're continually problem solving and looking at all the different ways that you could manipulate, guide, or push your reality that you want in your favor? Or are you living a reactive reality where you just continually allow what is going to happen? It is what it is. What can I do? I don't have any control over any of this. Getting knocked from one thing to the next, sitting there complaining, all sad that nothing's changing. Well, I can tell you right now, if you live in a reactive reality, you need to stop. Because if you really want to live the life of your dreams, you have got to start living a proactive reality.
I honestly believe discipline is freedom. Live your dream, you're free to do the things that you love, and then you start to come to love the discipline. And then when you don't have the discipline, that's when the anxiety sets in, because you know you're not paying the price. And if you don't pay the price, you get nothing. So you gotta pay the price, and then you have to have discipline, and then the world is open to you, right?
We never say we're never gonna do it. We don't say I'm not gonna do it. We say I'm gonna do it later. Or we're gonna say, I'm gonna do it when I have a better chance. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius says, you could be good today, instead you choose tomorrow. It's actually more pragmatic, I would argue, to do good today while you have the chance. All of us have this conflict going on at all times inside of us, and it's between two forces. The first force is your survival instinct that's been with us for thousands, if not tens of thousands of years. And this is a thing that noise in the bushes that could possibly kill you, it wants to inject into you fear and doubt and worry and anxiety. That's kind of your voice of fear and your inner critic. And that's really loud. That voice is in your mind all the time. And then there's another voice, the second voice. It's been called your intuition. It's been called source, the universe, your soul, your true self. That voice is a little quieter, and that voice isn't in your head. A lot of times it shows up in your body. Unfortunately, that first voice really drowns us out a lot of times. The voice of fear will lead you to a life that's too small. You already know this. You feel this. You feel this conflict, this dissonance and tension when you're in that position, when you're doing something that's too small. If you want to reach full power in this one life of yours, it's in the second voice. It's in the voice that's the real you. This contains your dreams, your path, it contains your energy. And when you stop denying who you really are, there's really no end to what you can accomplish.
3 elements to happiness. Am I practicing discipline? Am I living a lifestyle that allows me to control the things that I'm in control of? 2, am I full of gratitude? Do I have gratitude for where I'm at? Sometimes we're very thankful, sometimes we're not. Sometimes we are again, sometimes we aren't. We feel better when we are. And the last thing is, and this is the big one, is what is my purpose and what is my mission? Is it very clear to find? Do I go after it every single day? And if you have those 3 elements, it never really gets boring. It gets boring when you're missing one of those elements, and that's where you start to feel unfulfilled and unhappy in what it is that you're working on.
Because life puts us in certain areas that helps us grow, but oftentimes we fight it. And I can't say a thing, I just gotta listen, right? And so when things don't go your way, really press growth. When things are going your way, great, be grateful for growth. But when things are not going your way, really press growth as a young man. All right, life, what are you trying to teach me? What's the lesson in this? What's the blessing in this? What can I get from this? What can I extract from this?
In order to attract what you want, you attract what you are. Now think about that. If you want to attract what you want, you've got to see yourself already with it. You've got to understand that you've already got it. Use your imagination, see yourself already in possession of the good you desire. that will flip your mind onto a specific frequency. And you do think on frequencies. It's on that frequency that good you desire is going to start coming toward you, and you will start moving toward it. If you want to attract what you actually want, you've got to see yourself now already with it. And know it's only a period of time until you moving toward it and it moving toward you, and you become one with it.
There is a silence that lingers after a missed opportunity. It is a quiet that fills the space where action should have been. You cannot escape it. It echoes in your mind, a constant reminder of the path you did not take. These moments of silence, they stack up, creating a void where your dreams once lived. But you do not have to live in the silence. You can choose to make noise by taking action before the silence consumes you. Take the chances you've been avoiding and allow the noise of your actions drown out the silence.
There's magic in people who take redirection or even rejection as a message to slow down and reset and aim higher.
The minute that you trip and fall, when you hit that ground, that's who you are. And if you really want to know who you are, it's how you get back up. To me, that's what this is all about, right? It's that discomfort. It's like the way that you react to that is sort of who you are. That's where we can really see a true illustration of your DNA.
You could become anyone and anything you want at any time in your life. Like, there is no limit.
You just do the work and you get there. The human mind, the human body, the human psyche is so pliable. You can literally become anyone and anything. Multiply that over time and experience, and don't quit even when it sucks.
You really, really, really wanted this, what would you actually do? If you were really, really, really desperate, what would you actually do? If you had a gun to your head, what would you do? Have a conversation with yourself. Where am I bullshitting myself? Where am I bullshitting others? Am I bullshitting people in my ambition? Am I bullshitting people on my level of desperation? Am I bullshitting people on the things that I've achieved? Am I trying to posture that I've done more in my life than I actually have? Where am I being dishonest, either to others or to myself? Be willing to be honest about the answer.
These are the golden years. You can't wait until you've got no stress or worry in your life before you decide to be happy, because guess what? You will always have stress and worry and anxiety and problems and issues to deal with. So you have to decide now that happiness is something you're going to have. It's a great heuristic to always think that when you look back, these times right now will be the ones that you cherish, and to approach them with requisite joy. Only in retrospect can we see how beautiful the present actually was. Problems are a feature of life, not a bug. There will never come a time when you have no problems. What? Did you think that one day you're just going to wake up and cease having problems? Like completing a video game and leveling up to a map where there's nothing there? That's never going to happen. Your problems will change, but having problems is going nowhere. Whatever negativity is consuming your thoughts probably won't matter in 3 months' time. In 3 months, you won't remember the negative texture of your mind, or the boring, repetitive things you thought, or maybe even what you were worried about. But the time that you spent worrying will have passed. So you're sacrificing your joy and presence in the moment for a problem which you won't even be able to recall in the future. Immortality would be the only life in which such flippancy with the days that you live for is acceptable.
We all have to serve someone, right? Everyone has to serve. So who are you going to serve? Well, if you're going to be selfish about it, serve yourself, but 24 hours in the future. What could you do today that you tomorrow would be glad you did? And it's just 24 hours ahead. Because living 5 years in the future, like we don't rise to our goals. We fall to our systems. You know, so those systems, those habits, those everyday things, it's what life is.
Procrastination is a thief. It steals your dreams, your time, your potential. Each time that you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you let another piece of your future slip away. And it feels harmless in the moment, just a small delay. a temporary pause, but those moments add up, turning days into years and dreams into regrets. Procrastination is a slow poison. It does not destroy you all at once, but it will eventually. Act now before tomorrow becomes a memory of what could have been.
Without vision, you will not be able to say no to the parties. Without vision, you will not be able to say no to the drugs. Without vision, you will not be able to say no to the things in your life that are preventing you from getting to that next level, from becoming the person that you are meant to be, from bringing your dreams into reality.
What's the difference? Right? Like when talent meets talent, talent is no longer enough. Like, what's the difference? What separates a man? All right? Because it has to be more than talent and skill set. It has nothing to do with talent. It has everything to do with mentality, spirit, DNA, ethos, how I show up, what I take pride in, what I live for every single day. I live by 2 words as a man: honor and legacy. I honor the ones that paved the way for me. I work to leave a legacy for the ones that's coming behind me. Everything I touch, I want to make it better.
We live in a time where information comes at an excess, but implementation is harder than ever. I need to be consistent, and I need to trust the process once I start it. And what you see is that a lot of people aren't consistent because in the moments that the process is not giving you an immediate reward, you stop and you do something else. Being consistent means showing up over and over and over again when it's inconvenient, when it's uncomfortable, when you don't feel like it, when you're busy, when other things happen, and especially when you know that nobody else is there to know if you show up.
Many people want to be exceptional, but they're afraid of being an exception, wanting an outcome without the requirement that the outcome has. We can't do the same thing that everyone else approves of and then somehow get a different outcome that everyone else does. Why do you believe what you believe? If you have a belief and you can't explain why you believe it, it's not yours, it's someone else's. Most people walk around parroting other people's words for the vast majority of their lives. And so they basically act as recorders where they click record at one point of their life and then they click play in another time of their life, and they're just clicking record, play, record, play, record, play over and over again. None of those words are yours. It makes sense that people feel alone and they feel like they're acting because they never say what they think. And as a result, they also sound like everyone else because they were never themselves to begin with.
What shall I do? Well, for progress, you must decide.
People think, well, I don't know how to do this, so I can't do it. But anything of significance that a person has achieved over their life, they didn't know how to do it when they started. A quantum leap is one of those things that's dead solid perfect within the realm of possibility for you. You just haven't done it yet.
People get frustrated not achieving what they want because they assume that they're going to jump across a cavern in one leap. But if you picture your goals like you're trying to build a bridge across that crevice, and every brick that you put on that bridge is progress, and each one of those bricks represents a skill that you need to learn along the way, it just takes all the way until you get to the other side that you can actually walk across. And so the walking across is the outcome, it's the external perceived achievement. But if you can reframe your progress as, what are the 100 things on this checklist? What are the 100 skills that I need, the micro skills that I need? Then you can have much faster feedback cycles of wins that you're achieving along the way. And I think if you can define it that way, then you can feel like you are winning, A, more often, but B, with higher intensity, because as you win, skills stack on top of each other.
The greatest gap between successful and unsuccessful people is the gap between knowing and doing. Sometimes the biggest step in the right direction ends up honestly being the biggest step of your life.
Every action you take is like a vote for the type of person you wish to become. The real reason that habits matter is that they reinforce your identity. Each action is like a little vote building up some evidence for being that kind of person. No, doing one push-up does not transform your body, but it does cast a vote for I'm the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. And no, writing one sentence does not finish the novel, but it does cast a vote for I'm a writer. Take a little bit of time to think about that. Who's the type of person I want to cast votes for?
You're not the best version of yourself if you don't have your mind right, if you don't have your body right, if you don't have your money right, if you don't have your spirituality right, if you don't have your character right, and you're trying to help other people, you're going to be ineffective. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to build ourselves up into the best possible us, and we have to have our shit together in the best possible way in order to actually benefit other people.
You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living, which is fine. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune, which is super fun. Success is something you attract by becoming an attractive person. I started hearing those ideas, and it revolutionized my whole life.
Your brain is like a supercomputer, and your self-talk is a program it will run. So if you tell yourself you're not good at remembering names, you will not remember the name of the next person you meet because you program your supercomputer not to. They say the two most powerful words in the English language are also the smallest, I am. Because whatever you put after that, complete that sentence with, is going to determine your destination, your destiny.
There's a full range of emotions. You're not here to pursue happiness. It's not that experiencing happiness isn't something that you shouldn't want more than experiencing pain. Obviously, I'm going to want pleasure more than pain. It only makes sense. But life is a range of emotions. To not want to experience something, one, is inevitable, but two, it's the fear of the pain that comes attached to that you don't want. When you understand that that's naturally a part of life, you embrace it and you navigate through it because that's what life has to offer you.
Only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Everything that you're worried about is going to be gone like that. All this worry and concern is wasted time and energy. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time.
A lot of people are very, very, very ambitious with their words and very, very, very unambitious with their actions, and that's what ends up costing them everything that they want.
You have to explore, examine the insides of yourself and what do you really want out of life.
A lot of people out here just don't want it. So guess what? Have fun with your life.
You can change yourself. Human beings can live one way for 5 years and then tear up that script and live a totally different way the next 5 years. You're not a tree, you don't have to stay. You're not a goose, you don't have to fly south. I'm telling you, anytime you want to, you could say, I'm gonna change my attitude, I'm gonna change my income, I'm gonna change my abilities, I'm gonna do more than I've ever done before. Take on that as your God-given right as a human being to change your life to whatever degree you want it to change.
People won't like it when you work on yourself because every time you do, you'll be holding up a mirror for them. It's important to remember that the person holding up the mirror isn't out to get you. They don't get to decide what you see in it. It's up to you to confront what's there. So start living for yourself and see what happens.
I kept saying this to myself on repeat. If you've worked this hard, that you will not be rewarded. You have to believe that this moment is preparing you for something amazing that hasn't happened yet. Keep going. And so I repeated that over and over and over and over and over again. Be like, no, there's just no way I'm gonna believe that something amazing isn't gonna happen. I've worked too hard. Something amazing that hasn't happened is coming. And when you get yourself into that mindset, it creates a sense of resilience and momentum and resolve that you need in order to keep going when the hits the fan or when you feel disappointed or when life is beating you down.
I think you would give me everything you own in 25 years' time to be the age you are now and as healthy as you are right now. And I think it's a really interesting meditation to think about, if you had a time machine, if you were 30 years in the future, if you could be this healthy and feel this good, you give everything materially that you own in 30 years' time to be back here.
You have to learn to do things you hate in order to do the things you love. No payoffs come without sacrifice. Imagine how much further you'd be if you did things even when you didn't feel like doing them. People think there's some complex formula to winning, when the most basic one is, do what you said you were going to do before it became inconvenient.
Pick up the world on your shoulders and walk forward. Pick up the world with all of its trouble, with all of its suffering, with all of its evil, and move forward with it. And in bearing that burden, learn that you're the sort of creature that can bear that burden and therefore deserving of respect. I've never encountered an idea that's better than that. There's terrible evil and there's terrible suffering. It's bottomless. But the human spirit is capable of voluntarily taking that on as a challenge.
The vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become. You will build your life by, and you will become the visions that you glorify in your mind and the ideal that you enthrone in your heart. So many times in life, the enemy, the greatest enemy, is the inner me, what you are enthroning in your heart and what you are visualizing in your mind. What do you see? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? Those visions, either extremely, extremely positive, extremely, extremely negative, or somewhere in between in the mediocre realm, those are the visions that you will live your life by and you will become.
Success is something you attract. Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by becoming attractive. And the whole scope of this we call now personal development. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are.
You're in your life and you get in your car and you drive to work and you feel this restlessness. Fucking pay attention to that, because that is a signal from deep within you trying to wake your ass up and to get you to take your life seriously. You're one decision away from a different life, and you need to push your ass through all the excuses and all the feelings and start taking action.
What's helped me has been me alone, getting my shit together and being accountable for who I'm not and who I want to be.
Every single negative feeling that you feel, the negative feelings that are the reason why so many people quit, are actually the reason why you're doing something right. Because if you're afraid, if you're scared of what might happen, that means you're taking a risk. If you're doubting yourself, if you're questioning whether or not you can do it, that means you're testing yourself. You're pushing yourself past the point of comfort. If you're upset because your friends and family don't support you and you're dealing with criticism from them, that means you're living for you and not for them. So many people just feel the negative feeling and they want it to go away, so they give up on their life. They give up on their dreams. But you have to understand what these feelings mean. It means you're trying to do something exceptional. It means you're trying to do something that most people are scared to do. And it means you're doing something that's going to be worth it.
We're not men because we face the battle and we get immediately victory every time a battle comes up. We're men because we face the battle and we stay in the battle when we feel like we're losing and we feel like we're getting beat up. But we stay in there and we keep fighting and we plant our feet and we say, until death do I part.
Don't be surprised that you never make any progress if you only show up when you feel like it. Nothing in this life is handed to you. Everything has to be earned. Hold yourself to this standard in everything you do, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. You can't expect professional results when you act like an amateur. Show up, put in the work, and don't stop until you get there.
Let's be clear about something. The path you've chosen is going to be a difficult one. Your new life is going to cost you your old one. It's going to cost you your comfort zone, and your sense of direction. It's going to cost you relationships and friends. It's going to cost you being liked and understood. That doesn't matter. People who are meant for you are going to meet you on the other side. You're going to build a new comfort zone around the things that actually move you forward. Instead of being liked, you're going to be loved. Instead of being understood, you're going to be seen. All you're going to lose is what was built for a person you no longer are. Remaining attached to a life you're unhappy with is the greatest act of self-sabotage, and releasing it is what you must prepare for to truly be willing to see real change.
Nobody knows but you. You can't get advice on what you should do with your life, right? Nobody knows what you are. Like even sometimes you don't really even know what you are. You got to take your shot. You got to do it alone, and people will help you. And when you get the ball rolling, people will jump on. But if you don't believe, nobody else is going to believe. Following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. You can't wait for somebody to think you can do it. It's a lonely, scary, dangerous pursuit, and you got to be willing to risk everything to become. You got to be fearless, you got to be relentless.
Do you think someone's ruined your life? You're right. It's you.
This ain't you, bro. This ain't you. The reason why you're a loser, the reason why you're making it, you're lazy, you know exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. Because even me, I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it. It sucks to do it.
When you really think about this for a second, everything that you've ever wanted is on the other side of one thing, and that's work. Work is the only thing that is standing between where you are now and who you want to be. So listen, you can sit here and you can lie to both you and I and say that I'm busy, but we both know you have the time. So just get back to work.
Keep on going. When the odds are against you and the world around you is on fire, keep going. When you are engulfed in the flames and they counted you out, keep going. When evil tugs at your feet, desperately trying to deceive and manipulate you, keep going. My friend, there is nothing in this world that you cannot do. I promise you that.
Success is right at the end of your hard times. If you're going through something difficult right now, you have to know that it's for a reason. Everything you want will be given to you once you go through this trial, once you go through this tribulation. Because if you prove yourself strong enough to go through something hard, if you prove yourself strong enough to not be crushed by whatever it is you're facing, you will be a better person on the other end out. And that better person is capable of doing more. Whatever it is you please, it's at the end of your hard times.
May have been fooled, because sometimes it's more convenient to say you can cast your power onto this thing that happened that was outside of your control as the reason why you can't be successful, because it's easier to say that than to say that I chose not to do anything about it anyways. And again, listen, you can do whatever you can just keep wallowing in that. You can keep saying that that's the reason, and wherever you point is where your power is. But the only time that you have more power is if you say it's on you, because all of those things may have happened and they may have all been terrible. What are you gonna do about it? Like, no one cares. Like, the world doesn't care. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can start doing something about it.
I would say inaction is probably far worse than a wrong action. Because at least if you make some mistakes and some hiccups, you get to learn from them. You know, if you don't do anything, you just gotta stay comfortable. So you gotta be the guy who has to deal with the thoughts on the regular of, oh man, what could have been? Do whatever it is you're thinking about. Because odds are, if you don't, your pattern of not doing it is very strong. You will not regret it. I can say that for sure.
People who are successful look at the clock and they believe that every day is a race against that clock. How much can they get done before they can't work anymore, before they have to go home? And so that clock is an enemy, and they race against the enemy. They want to do lots of stuff, and they'll come in earlier, and they'll work at lunchtimes, and they'll stay later, and they'll come in on the weekends because they want to cover more ground. Well, 80% of people have a different attitude toward the clock. The clock is the enemy as well, but the clock tells you when you have to start. And so you find successful people see the clock differently. They say kids these need time as an opportunity to contribute more value. Unsuccessful people see the clock as the indicator of when they can stop working.
Who wants to speed up success? I do. I want to get there faster. All right, so how do you do it? Are you ready? Total immersion. Only one way. Become a freak. I need you to know that the stuff that you want, millions of people want the same thing you want and will never get it. So why, you, and how? Total immersion. Guys, I want to crack you open, and I want to see that you're crazy, because only crazy people make it. Dive into something with more passion, with more dedication than you have ever done in your entire life.
Winning makes you different. And you know what different does? It scares people. Different scares people. It really, really does.
But I knew for me to grow, I had to do this thing every single day. I wanted to start callousing my mind. I wanted to start becoming a better person. And how you become a better person, how you gain mental toughness, how you become the person you want to be, is constantly facing the things that you don't want to face. If you constantly run away from things that you don't want to face, how is there growth?
See, this is what you don't get. The reason to become the person you want to be isn't about showing off or proving a point. It's not about relying on others to give you validation. While it may feel good to get validation from others, that should not be what drives you. It should be to grow and expand your mindset as an individual to make an impact and difference on the world. Create a name and a legacy for yourself based on energy that you radiate, not the validation you get from others. People who seek others for approval are further away from their true selves.
There's going to be a lot of things in life that you don't have control over. They might cripple you, hurt you, and break you into pieces. But they will also build your character. So when you encounter them, don't be scared. Welcome them as opportunities to grow and be a better version of yourself. It might be hard, but through that process, you'll come out the other side stronger. It's all part of your story. Keep going.
Time is slipping. It moves silently, slipping through your fingers as you're distracted. Promising there's always tomorrow, that there's always another day. But in truth, time is relentless. It is ruthless. It does not wait, and it does not return what it takes. The dreams you set aside, the ambitions that you've delayed, they hang in the balance, threatened by the passage of time. Each second is a gift, and each day is an opportunity. And the future that you long for, it begins with what you do now, in this very moment.
Your life is so much bigger and more beautiful than you know. You are not limited in any way, shape, or form by what family you were born into or by where you live in the world. You are capable of more than you know. The most amazing people that you're going to meet in your life, they are ahead of you. All those dreams that you have, you can achieve them. You got to just wake up every day and just do a little bit better. And one of these days, you're going to wake up like I have, and you're going to be astonished by everything that you've achieved. All I want you to do right now is trust. Trust that where you are, it is leading you exactly where you're meant to go. That someday in the future, it's all going to make sense. And right now, that's all you need to do, is to wake up and believe that the future is big and beautiful and bright. And I promise you, it will be.
I dare you to go attack your impossibilities. Everything was once impossible until somebody did it. And don't let people place their impossibilities on your life. What they couldn't do has nothing to do with what you can do. It's a thing called post-traumatic growth. You talk about most people. People are resilient, man. People are naturally resilient. The average person, when they encounter a challenge or encounter adversity, opposition, or a tough time, the average person will figure out a way to get through it. That's not the task. The task is 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months later, where they revert back to the same behavior, same habits, same thought process, and same language, psychologically and physically. And then there's something called post-traumatic growth. So when an individual goes through a challenge, goes through change, adversity and opposition, post-traumatic growth. When they get on the other side of it, they're never the same because of their level of growth and how they see it, psychologically and physically, because they give the adversity and opposition a narrative.
Why do I have to go through this pain? Why do I have to go through this fear all the time? Why can't it just be peaceful all the time? And it wouldn't be life.
It's one thing to get up there and perform. It's one thing to show your kids a wonderful day. It's one thing to go make the sale. It's one thing to put in a full 12-hour shift. It's another to do it as you're grieving. It's another to do it when you're filled with shame. It's another to do it when you feel totally alone, terribly alone. Stoicism is not the absence of emotion. We have stories of Marcus Aurelius crying, multiple in fact. These were people that felt, no question. But they also understood that life, especially leadership, requires being able to balance these emotions with the responsibilities and duties that each of us have. We have to process these emotions, to be sure. We may also have to put them aside for a second because our children are depending on us, because we've got to go make our living, because we made a commitment, because the world is counting on us. Life doesn't care if you have a broken heart, only that we hit our marks.
In the silence of your mind, there is war. One side dreams, aspires, pushes for greatness. It is an unyielding force that propels you toward the future in which you reach your full potential. But the other side whispers doubts, stirs fears, plants the seeds of hesitation. This war rages on, unseen by the world, yet it is the most crucial fight you will ever face. Because victory here means everything. It means pushing through when the weight of uncertainty feels too heavy. It means choosing to act even when your heart trembles with fear. You see, winning this war is not about defeating an external enemy. It is about conquering the one within. And when you do, you will find that the world bends to the will of the warrior that you have become.
The reality of life is, it's up to you to pick up your broken pieces and put them back together, even though someone else might have caused the damage. It's up to you to put yourself first, even though you're used to believing that you shouldn't. It will be exhausting, but every step towards healing is a step towards reclaiming your power. Let go of the anger that chains you to your past so you can become the person you need to be.